with Dan Fouts. Brought to you by the wonderful world of Woodhaven, where you'll enjoy owning a house in America's finest city, San Diego.
For a third year, News Center 39 is happy to have Dan Fouts for an inside look at this week's Charger game. Sunday, the Chargers open the season with the New York Jets. Dan, welcome back. And first of all, how's the foot?
Foot's fine, Al. Thank you. I've got excellent treatment from our trainers, as usual. And I've worked hard this week, got a good tape job, and I'm ready to go.
Now, many teams that have been successful don't want to mess with a good thing, but the Chargers have shown this year they are willing to make changes wherever. Well, we've made changes in the past, and obviously the good thing hasn't been good enough, and I think that that's the reasoning behind a lot of the changes. But believe me, this is a fine football team that we have. It's sorry to see some of the older guys that have been waived, but that's professional football, Al, and these things happen. It happens to all of us. You can't play forever. But we have some good young players. Let's take a look at some of those young players, especially on defense. In fact, some are in the starting lineup. Start with number 54, your #1 draft pick, Billy Ray Smith.
Well, Billy has come back from a bad ankle sprain last week, and he's ready to play. He's a tough young man, and believe me, he's a real valuable addition to our defense. As you can see, he's got great quickness, and once he gets a hold of these fellas, they don't get away.
Here's another surprise, number 58, Mike Green. He was a 9th-round draft pick.
Well, you see, Mike plays with a lot of enthusiasm, and he's going to help our defense. He's got real good quickness, and he has learned the system well.
Danny Walters has been very impressive in preseason. He was a 4th-round pick.
Well, I tell you that I noticed the corners, Al, because we practice against them every day, and both Danny and Gil Bird have done a fine job for us. I really think that they're going to be really important to our season this year, obviously because they play such an important position.
And they've been extremely confident.
Well, they're cocky like all young rookies should be. Here's Rich Ackerman, who's going to be our starting nose guard, and he's really come on and done a great job. He not only can play nose, but he can play the defensive end. And there's a guy that's going to have his hands full for us on Sunday, Drew Gissinger, filling in for Russ Washington, and he gets to go up against Mark Gastineau, and that should be an interesting battle.
Will that be tough, lining up with a line that does not have Washington, does not have Wilkerson? I mean, because you've been here for so long, they have been there too.
Well, there's something to be said for the unity of a group that has played together for a long time, but I'm confident in the guys that are filling in. Dennis McKnight, alias Conan, a big, strong young man who plays with tremendous intensity and desire, is going to be filling in for Wilkerson. And again, Drew, that we mentioned earlier, he's big and strong and is a great athlete, and I think he should do a fine job for us.
Injuries, Wes Chandler, Don Masick, will they be available?
Well, Donnie's still nursing a back spasm problem, and whenever you have a back problem, it's real iffy. Wes Chandler, he's a real thoroughbred, as everyone knows, and he has to be at 100%, and he's inching towards that. So I wouldn't be surprised to see Wes in uniform on Sunday.
All right.
1983 year, NBC, all the way to the AFC Championship. Dick Enberg with Merlin Olsen. I could feel the old adrenaline pumping through your veins today.
I tell you, and I saw watching those 4 rookies being introduced today, I could feel the excitement in them. What a great thing for them to be introduced as starters in their first NFL game.
San Diego introduced its defensive unit, so those 4 rookies had a chance to hear the cheers. Todd trailing 7-0. Right in and out of the arms of Freeman McNeil. And again, those 4 rookies, and some of you joined us late, 2 inside linebackers for San Diego are Mike Green, 58, and Billy Ray Smith, 54. And the corners, Gil Bird, 22, and Danny Walters, 23. There are the rookie linebackers. Billy Ray Smith, of course, his daddy, 14 years, a star in the National Football League. Baltimore Colts. Mike Green was a long shot to make the club, a 9th-round draft pick. McNeil with a drop at 2nd and 10 at the Jets' 25. Dwayne Crutchfield for short yardage out to the 28. Tim Fox coming up from a safety spot to help out on the tackle.
One of the things that Freeman McNeil has never had to do a great deal of is blocking. Here he's asked to go in on Gary Big Hands Johnson and actually occupied the big end long enough for Crutchfield to get by. Crutchfield did run into other tracking.
That was Crutchfield's first carry for 3 yards. Cornerbacks, both rookies. Bird, #1 pick out of San Jose State, and Walters, 4th-round pick from Arkansas. Both starters as rookies. so far.
And doing all right. 1 interception for Walters so far.
3rd and 7, and Todd will pick up the first down and gets out of bounds with Gregor gaining on him from behind. So George Rogers, over 200 yards rushing as he debuts in the 83 year with a big game as the Saints win. 2nd and 9, a screen to Winslow, and he's got running room. 50, 45, and finally knocked out of bounds inside the 40. Kellen Winslow on a tight end screen.
The Chargers can throw an awful lot of offense at you, and that's one of the plays they enjoy coming back with. Winslow, a fine runner after he catches the football. Absolutely amazing for a man his size. A rollout screen at that, as Fouts throws it back against the grain. Good pursuit, opened the way for that screen, and Winslow shows you some halfback moves. Let's see if Charlie Joyner can get a block to help. He's one-on-one there. Charlie's locking up. He said, "You better hurry, Kellen. I can't hold this guy any longer."
Good call. 22 yards on the play. Fouts under pressure. Down the middle to Joyner. That amazing veteran Charlie Joyner, now 35 years of age. He's the 5th oldest wide receiver in NFL history. He just refuses to face his age.
Fouts again. Watch the way he avoids the rush here. Gastineau coming deep. Fouts feels the pressure, just steps up inside and rifles a shot right there to Joyner. He knows where every open man in the field is. Roger Carr said the one thing that's so different about playing here as opposed to being in Baltimore and other places, he said, you never dare let up, because even if you're the number 4 guy, the number 4 receiver, if you're open, Fouts will find you and get you the ball.
Muncie on first down to the 10, to the 6. Muncie showing his power, nearly 10 yards.
Again, a difference in the philosophy of these two teams. The Chargers using the passing game to set up the running game. A chance to watch number 88 coming to the inside, Holohan. Pete Holohan as a blocker. Now he's in motion. Pins the linebacker inside. That's Lance Mell, one of the key blocks on that play. A chance to use motion. Now he's got to block up high on that play. Can't get on the backside or he'll draw the penalty.
2nd down and a yard. Cappelletti gets the call, and he is to the 2-yard line. John Cappelletti, the former Heisman winner back in 1973 at Penn State, did not play the entire preseason. His knee had surgery in the offseason, slow in responding. But John is such a valuable all-purpose back. He does all the things right. He's not brilliant. He won't give you the long run, but he blocks well, and he'll get you the short yardage, as he did there, 1st and goal at the 2-yard line.
And he does not make mistakes in there. He won't cost you yardage. Said that knee blew up on him last week, but he was hoping it would stay down this week and let him get some playing time.
Muncie is back in. He likes to run left, but he'll go straight up the middle here and score!
Dick, it will show on the record that he ran through the arms of Greg Buttle. But we got to tell you that Buttle has a right arm injury, and he's got a bicep tendon. He cannot use full strength in that right arm. And I'll tell you, it's hard enough to tackle Muncie with 2 strong arms, let alone with that kind of injury. Looks like he missed it. He missed it.
A very critical miss as Benerska hits the upright, and instead of being within a field goal of tying the Jets, that missed extra point makes it 20-16. He hit the upright.
And again, I think perhaps the snap had something to do with it. The holder had to reach way out to get that one. We told you before that Dennis McKnight, number 60, is starting this ball game. It's a starting assignment that he had not really